What's up YouTube? I am excited to show you this 1v1 map that has been made by yours truly. Now we know that World War III has a shortage of 1v1 maps. Actually, there is only one 1v1 map in World War III. So I made this to compensate that deficit. We're looking at the center of the map right now, but before we talk about the center, let me show you where the players are. Here's player 0. I was going to say player 1, because as you can see, it's 0. And it gets a little crazy here, so bear with me. There's a few flanks you gotta worry about. So, in addition to the front, there's a water flank. And light tanks can come through here. And it can catch you off guard, so you gotta defend against that. You've got a back door, and it leads to some mountain passes. So you gotta watch out for that. And if everything else fails, you've got a forest path, or a forest flank. Your opponent can shoot through the trees and carve a path to get in. Now, why would you do that? I mean, you could just go around the pass, right? Or you could just come through the front, or whatever. But let's say the front is very heavily defended. And then you tried invading once through the water, but then they caught on to you, and they placed a bunch of anti-tank cannons over here. So you tried going around a couple of times, and now they're expecting you and they're waiting for you. What will you do next? You'll carve yourself a path. They won't be expecting it. You'll shoot these trees while they're not paying attention, come around, destroy, take the oil, and mission accomplished. Let's get out of Iraq now. I'm gonna minimize this right here. Or you know what? I'm gonna keep the map so you guys can see. Alright, yeah, this is a better view. Ain't that better? Okay. Everybody starts over here with 4 oil. Now we know that 4 oil is not enough, or oils, plural. So in addition to the 4, you could expand out into the water here for these 2. So technically, everybody has a total of 6 oils on their side of the field. There are oils in the center, but we'll talk about that later. Let's go to the actual center here. This is the actual center. So there's gonna be a little bit of urban warfare here. A lot of cover to take behind the buildings. Looks very nice. Looks very pretty. I would love to fight here. I would love to be in a battlefield that looks just like this, right? Ain't that right, boys? Us men, we love war and shooting and all that kind of stuff. Nah, we just like playing video games. All right. And then there's 2 oil deposits. Is that what they're called? Deposits? Wells? 2 oil puddles. That's what they are. One closer to you, one closer to the opponent. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. A lot of fighting, a lot of peeping out, shooting on that oil across the village, and then taking cover back behind the buildings. A lot of that going on here. It's gonna be very nice. It's gonna be pretty cool. So, now that you've taken a good look on how pretty this city is, this village is, let me direct your attention to the waters now. So, there's a few things you can do on the water. You could either flank your enemy, and if flanking there doesn't work, you could also just continue going all the way back and flank through the back, and it'll just take you to the rear. So, whether you go left or right, sorry, that's left, that's right, east or west, it's the same entrance, so it doesn't really matter which way you come through. But just in case you're using tanks, you don't want to go through here, you can just go around. And you can start shooting from over here, but there's these 2 trees in the way, so you might have to get rid of these trees first. I put them there intentionally to provide some cover. And then you could go and sneak around into the center through that water here. And then there's also center, water, oil to contest over here. 3 of them. That's a good amount. And then if you continue onwards, you could destroy the enemy oil here. And then you can continue to go straight and go around like how we talked, or just flank your enemy through here. And that's the water, folks. Now, we also have a mountain with some oil. And this is like the mountain pass. I'm going to call this area the mountain pass. So, there's 3 oils over here. It's protected by the mountain, so artillery fire cannot get to it. Isn't that pretty cool? So the only way to contest this area here is with helicopters. So this map has a little bit of everything. It's very tournament style. And once somebody gets this, you gotta get helicopters. Or you could grab a transport helicopter and drop a unit here. You know, just a lot of out-of-the-box thinking, a lot of strategies to pull off here. Pretty cool. If you guys hear me breathing heavily, that's my asthma. Don't mind me. I'm not a fat guy, I just got asthma. No offense to fat people, I'm just being funny. Okay. Going through the mountain pass. You could either go through the one through the center, one that'll take you to your base, one that'll take you to your opponent's base. It'll actually meet up in the middle here, so it doesn't really matter where you go, which one you choose. And then you go all the way. Here's the forest that we talked about. Go all the way around, and you find your enemy behind you, or you go behind the enemy. And then same thing from the other side. Just go behind the opponent or behind you, and they find your back door. All right. I hope to see you guys on the battlefield one day, and we could play this together. This is going to be the official tournament 1v1 maps, because the only current 1v1 map sucks. This one, I think this one's a lot better. This one's gonna be a lot more close quarters than I realized, but it's still fun. Alright guys, this is Major E, signing out.